Yeah, people. So we're on the LA, where is this here? Anaheim. This look, this man walking here, this Fadlin fella. Fadlin, tell the people something, man.
Eh,
You there? All right, good. So he finds some free park. Good morning, good morning. He finds some free park. So now we tail walking back to the place now.
you need
He think
exercise.
I need exercise like
No,
this?
you need exercise.
I need exercise. You see him, yourself?
You see my
Look him,
size?
look him there. Watch him
Look
there.
at my size.
Look
Look
at
at your size.
I'm to my size.
You need to exercise.
I
You need to
look.
walk it, man.
You talking about SIZE?
Eh?
This is CISE, okay?
Okay, sir.
He have his spelling tie up. I don't need no. No, let me keep it clean on this thing here before people get the wrong idea.
You must walk, man. You're a young man.
Oh, crazy, yes. Boy, it does be how out here so crazy, boy. Chilly in the morning and
California,
the sun
man.
come out.
California get the best weather. Best weather. So even in the summertime, it's gonna be hot, but in evenings, cool. So you could be
Okay.
miserable in the day, cool in the night.
Same. So this is Zen and what now?
Then I'd wanna. So that's the place I was gonna tell you. See, just come around. That's not Clementine, not Clementine. What's the other street?
Catella?
Catella is up there.
But it's Catella we want, no? I follow in here. I know where he going. What do you think? So. Hello. This is Samuel Archer, your host for the Musilog magazine podcast. And today we have a very special guest in the building. He goes by the name of Courtney Fadlin. He's a world-renowned what?
Saxophonist.
There we go, saxophonist.
Yes, sir.
And he's here to just chop it up with us today and let us know what's going on in his life.
Yes, sir.
So, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Archer.
Yes. I see it. Yeah, man, it's been a long time coming. We needed to do this a while back, and
Yes, sir.
I don't know why we never, had a chance to put it in place. Now I see we look like two men with gray beard. I don't know what that's all about. We got the goatee thing. All right, ladies. So take it easy. Don't get too thing out there. Courtney's taken.
I like how you put that Courtney's taken. Go figure.
Yeah. Everybody watching the goatee, right?
Yeah.
So yes, my brother. So this is album number what?
I think it's 9. Album number
Album
9.
number 9. Album
Yes.
number 9.
Yeah.
I remember when you did what was the first one? Center of My Joy.
Yeah.
Was that Center of My Joy? And it was one of the hottest tapes. We go
Yes,
back to
boy.
the cassette days.
Yeah.
One of the now, did you do CDs with that album?
Years after.
Yeah, man, that was a hot tape.
Man, I tell you.
Yeah, man, and you had
every household had a cassette, man.
That's right. So I know we're gonna get to the number 9 album, but I think that is a groundbreaking record for you because you had a couple of heavy hitters on that album. Actually, I think one of my mentors worked on one of the songs. So, what was the musicianship quality and the type of guys you had on Center of My Joy? And we're gonna just bring it all the way down.
Yeah, well, that project was mostly produced by Asel Jean-Pierre Senior.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Yeah, man. And we had Isabel from Taboo Combo playing bass.
All right.
And we had Wilmer Jean-Pierre played on it. And then, of course, Mr. Alan Chase. And who else? We had Clyde Birmingham on that project as well.
Yeah, and rest in peace to our dear Mr. Chase. He was definitely one of my mentors. Shout out to the family. We send them continued prayers, during this time. He was definitely a force to be reckoned with. and we definitely want to shout out the family there. So, after Scent of My Joy, and it was the hottest tape, you did another album. And what was the title of that album, and who were the producers you rocked with on that one?
Man, what was that? I believe.
Yeah, I
I think
think
it was
it's
I
you were wearing
believe.
like a Westcoat top or something
Yeah,
with a
yeah, yeah.
sax, and you had hair, right? You had like a flat top kind of
Yeah,
thing. You was
man.
trying out. You was
I
trying a
had my
young boy
flat
thing.
top. I had my flat top, man. Well, I used to do track in the field back in Jamaica and stuff. So
Yeah.
Carl Lewis was my hero, man. So
Ah.
I was rocking the Carl Lewis, bro. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
you think
man.
you would probably be faster than him, or
Right now?
no, I'm talking about back then.
Back then. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, because I wasn't. Well, I'm not gonna say it. But yeah, I was pretty fast, man.
You
I was
had
pretty
some speed. You
fast.
had some
As
speed.
in speed, yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
you wasn't a Ben Johnson fan, at least a little
Nah,
bit.
nah,
Oh
never was.
wow,
And I never used any substance.
uh, you see
So,
that's not
yeah.
nice.
No, I'm just
That-
saying. I'm just saying.
yeah.
I didn't use anything. Yeah, it was just natural ability, man. Yeah,
Ben
yeah.
Johnson, we didn't even mean to do that to you.
Well, it could be bad. It could be, people say the same thing about Carl, but I'm just saying, it's what it is, man.
All right, so
Yeah.
I believe I think Joseph was on that one, or boy there.
Oh,
Um,
Rollins.
Rollins,
Uh,
and who was he did primarily everything. Who else
no,
rocked
that's
on
how
that
that
one?
had um,
Did
man,
Crandall work on that one? Donald Crandall?
Darnell
Hmm.
Crandall. We had
Okay, shout out to him. I haven't seen him in a while.
yeah, man, it's been a
Hope
minute.
he's yeah, I hope he's doing good.
Um, there's a guy that went to Berkeley. Oh my goodness,
Mm.
big something. Used to play for Brian McKnight. I'm trying to remember his name, and he
Mm.
did some work for me. And then I had Conrad Roach.
Ah,
Yeah,
right. No, no. So
yeah,
that's on the I Believe record, or that
yeah.
was the okay. So that
I
was on the I
believe. Yeah, I think
Believe.
I believe. I mean, I can't remember all them things, man. It's way back, man.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
But people will tune in and they want to hear the
yeah,
name. Shout out to Conrad Roach.
yeah, yeah,
Um, and actually, we sending him positive vibes because he did have a few loss the last couple of years.
yeah,
So we just want to remember him and his family there. And we
yeah,
lost Orville. Orville
yeah.
was definitely a mentor of mine too. Briefly.
Mhm.
But he was a musician that blew my mind totally.
Yeah.
So yeah, shout out. So you see, you had some heavy hitters on a couple of records, and then you had one called Second Chance.
Another
Mhm.
chance.
Oh, Another Chance. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Another. I'm
Yeah.
tired.
That's all right.
You see that was to test you. That was to make sure you know
Yeah. Another
your album
chance. Yeah. Yeah.
album titles. Now, when you start to do an album, like what was your approach? Because Scent of My Joy had a certain vibe. Then I believe had another vibe, and then it looked like you went back on like an acoustic thing for Another Chance, right? You
Yeah.
sort of went in that direction.
Yeah.
Was there a concept behind that, or?
Um, I think so. I think sometimes it's who I'm listening to at the moment. Like I
Mm.
believe I wrote a couple of the songs and stuff. I think I was listening to a lot of uh George Howard and so I was
Ah,
but every
okay.
time it's just different concepts, man. I'm not sure what was my inspiration with Another
Mm.
Chance.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
but I believe I was basically trying out to see how let me try some arranging and stuff like that. Some
Okay,
writing. So
okay.
I did that. Uh,
I, I think um I think where you went eventually, uh I believe was probably that record that was sort of like the was like the foundation. I think when you and I connected to do the journey,
right.
because we went a little bit more in that cool jazz direction, so to speak,
Right.
for lack of a better word, or should I say contemporary jazz. And
Right.
oh yes, guys, yes, my audience, I was your co-producer on the fourth album, The Journey, and that was a good. I think that was sort of like it was like a pinnacle record for you.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I don't know if it brought you some really good situations, but did anything special happen to you when you released The
Yeah.
Journey?
It started opening up my ears. For example, just
Mm.
working with you in the studio and see how you operate, man. And we had Artie, Artie, is Artie or
Yeah,
Artie?
Artie. Shout out to Artie
Artie in
Rodriguez.
in
Yes,
the
yes,
Bronx.
yes,
Um,
yes.
so I learned a lot just listening and the way you move, man. You have great ears, you know. Um,
Oh, thank you,
yeah,
sir.
man, you're welcome. You're welcome. So, it's not that I tried to do everything, but it was good having you on board and try to just
Hmm.
say, hey, I want you to do this, I want you to do that, and I trust your 12 pair ears that you have, So,
Okay.
and Artie is not just a great engineer, but great musician. He really, really
Yes, yes, yes.
and it's so cool when you have an engineer that can really tell you certain things and make suggestions and stuff, man. It
Yeah,
was
he
fun.
tapped in. Yeah, yeah. It was
Yeah,
I thought it was a really great
yeah,
chemistry.
yeah.
And I think eventually the record was mixed by John Evans.
Right.
So shout out to John
Yeah,
Evans. We went to JW Studios in Brooklyn.
in Brooklyn, right?
Was it? Yeah, I think we went
Yeah,
there,
Brooklyn.
and he kind of gave you that. And for those who don't know, JW at the time was one of the homes of soca music, soca and calypso music. You had guys like Leston Pauls, whose record was coming out there. The Lord Kitchener was
Hmm.
definitely a JW artist, and I think Crazy was also another JW
Is that studio
artist.
still around?
I don't think so. I don't
No.
think so because remember they had a record store
Right, right.
downstairs, and then I
Downstairs, right.
think yeah, I think with the changing of the times and
Messes up,
streaming
man.
and that sort of thing, I think
Yeah.
if they're still there, that would be amazing. But I have a feeling that they're not. I'll have to go to Brooklyn and actually see. But they
Yeah.
were in Church and Nostrand.
Right.
Now there was a restaurant next door. They had some really good jerk chicken and stuff. So we might have to. we might.
Some jerk tofu.
Yeah.
We
No,
gotta get
that's
some jerk tofu.
don't mess up. Don't mess up the thing, man. Jerk too. Forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But yeah,
So.
but it's
Mhm,
important,
mhm.
just spending some time on that. Just it's just like choosing musicians, it's not just choosing people to work on your project, but
Mhm.
it's some people do things just because of the money. Yes, you have to be paid, but
Yes,
it's
yes.
just the vibe, man. It makes the
Mm.
work easier, and I think you can actually, it's like when you cooking. And I usually
Mm.
tell my wife, I
Mm.
was like, this got some love in it. If there's no love in the food, it ain't gonna taste good. So like when you go to a restaurant and you're like, my goodness, there's a lot of salt, man. There's no love in that. And it's the same thing with the music, man. It's
Uh-huh.
beautiful when you get people that come in and they're happy and they like what you're doing. So it
Yes,
makes
yes,
it
yes.
and that's what you have brought. And hopefully my next project you're gonna be in it, but you're a professional and you're busy, man. So you weren't able to contribute to
Yeah,
this project.
yeah. Well, I'm
Yeah,
still I'm with you in spirit on a lot because I mean
yeah,
we worked on a couple things
yeah.
still because I think following that album you did the piano and sax one with
Yeah, hymnology one, and then we did
Hymnology
hymnology
with
two.
what's her brother there? What's her
John
brother's name there?
Stoddart.
John Stoddart. Shout out to
Yeah,
him.
John Stoddart.
And I think I was
And
still fortunate to do one of the arrangements for you on
you
that
did the
one,
yeah you did what is it?
one of them
Uh,
hymns.
yeah, you
And
did some really nice vocal.
I-
It was interesting when I went to
mm,
England a
mm,
few weeks ago, and then I played the song, and your aunt
mm.
was in the audience, and I said, well, I had to shout out as like, her nephew did the arrangement. She said, and she's telling everybody, that's my nephew. She was so excited, man. Yeah. You know,
Shout
I
out
told
to Auntie.
yeah,
Yeah,
and I
go
told
ahead.
you when I went in the place, and so I was like, yeah, I knew which family she's from, man. I know. Yeah, she couldn't hide. So she was telling
Yeah, yeah,
every,
yeah.
and she took me. She's like, hey, this is my nephew too, you know.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. So we
yes,
had a
yes.
good time. But
I need
yeah,
to
but you did a
visit.
good,
Oh, go
yeah,
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, but you did a good job on the arrangement, man. It flows nicely.
Well, thank you. Now, are we talking about hymnology too, or
It's you did that on hymnology too. Yes, yeah,
that's the one with the pan and
yeah. But you did you
okay,
yeah
okay, okay.
you did on hymnology too, and you also did on what is it? What's my next album? Still Standing. Still
Okay,
Standing. We
okay,
had
okay.
Next Chapter. We had Hymnology 1, Hymnology 2, Still Standing. And you did I'm so glad that Jesus loved. Ba
Oh,
ba ba
that
dee
one, that
be
one,
doom
that
ba
one, that
dee.
one.
Yeah, yeah, that's a nice
Yes,
vibe,
yes, yes,
man.
yes, yes,
I
yes,
still be rocking it, you know. People
yes,
enjoy it.
yes.
First back in the day, you couldn't play a song like that
Oh, I mean for the church folks.
in the morning time. But now, man, I'm rocking it. It doesn't matter which church I go to, you know.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah, 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 yeah.
all
Da
right.
ba ba de be do ba de ba ba da
Yes,
ba
man.
ba ba.
That's
Yeah, we
right.
had
That's right. That's right.
Victor Provost on pan. You know,
That's
shout out to
right. That's
Professor
right.
Victor Provost from
Now
St. Thomas.
he's at Berkeley, or was he at
No, he's
Berkeley?
at George Mason. We met at George Mason University,
Okay.
so
Okay.
he's a
Shout out to
professor
him.
there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Great
Yes. Yes.
panist
So,
man.
what I like about this conversation, because you and I know each other, but we're really talking and paying homage to a lot of guys that actually you interacted with over the years,
Right,
and you do a record with them.
right.
So you're building a nice catalog with and even putting a spotlight on people like additional arrangers and producers and so on. So I think that's a great thing.
Mhm.
So yeah, shout out to all the folks. So but folks are going to go to your website because pretty much your records are there.
Mhm.
So what we want to do is to really zone in on your most recent projects because um, I just learned that you were doing a record. So what was the how did you prepare for this new record?
Man, this has been in the making for a few years.
Mm,
My co-producer Alex Martin-Blanken out in Jamaica.
mm,
He worked on previous project and
okay.
talking to Mark Henry, and I we start working on some arrangements, and it
Mm-hmm,
just dropped in the way. It wasn't supposed to be a record, man. It was I was trying to do an acoustic vibe,
mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm,
we were trying to do over a lot of popular songs, and then it's changed. It just changed.
mm,
So for like 2 years, 3 years, we've been working on this stuff, man. Because right after the pandemic, I flew down to Jamaica and went into the studio,
mm-hmm.
started working on some stuff. Some of them didn't make it on this album
So that'd be
because
on probably
the
okay.
direction
It's like totally
changed.
off. Okay, okay.
Yeah, so
That happens sometimes.
yeah,
Yeah.
so like this project, about 95% of it is
Mm-hmm.
original stuff, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
original.
Okay.
And I was trying to go, well, as the title of the album suggested, spread love. I'm always
Mm-hmm.
putting
Mm-hmm.
spread love in my text messages or on Facebook because of all the things that we go through in life with family and our
Yes. Yes.
neighbors and the
Yes.
world,
Yes.
and I was like, man, and
Mm-hmm.
for the two of us growing up in church, we know sometimes, even though people say God is love, you have to look around most of the times. I was like, man, which God are they talking about? Because I don't feel no love around here, you know. So then, as we start writing,
Mm-hmm.
more and more the songs, like there's a song, what is it? That called Smile, and in Spanish, Sonrisa, for example. It
Okay.
talks about when you smile, when I smile, it's a catch thing, if I'm smiling and I look at Sam and I'm smiling, unless you're a miserable person, you're gonna look back at me and smile. It's just a pleasantry thing for me,
Yeah, yeah,
pleasant
yeah,
thing to
yeah.
do. So that
Yeah, man.
song, for example, came about that way. There's another song. Alex would send me some arrangements, so he sent me an idea. And I was like, yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
like this. And then I put the melody and I put a little word like I was thinking about my son CJ and wrote this
Mm.
pen this one. It says um never give up for you. I will never give up. Never give up on you. God
Mm.
will never give up on you. You know, stuff like that. And so
Yeah,
it
yeah.
encourages me. My son, he hasn't
Mm-hmm.
heard it as yet, but
Yeah.
he's going to hear it.
You hear
But
it
he was
soon.
the inspiration, you know. And I said,
That's
anybody
right.
could
That's right.
hear it. You don't have
Mm-hmm.
to be a Christian, but it's just you vibing in your car and you hear the songs like, you
Mm.
know. So it all comes together as spreading love, you know. Um, and the idea that I had, even with the main track, you know, the title track, "Spread Love," I was like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
hearing a kind of a. I said, so I reached out to Seventh Element, and they did
Yes,
some
yes,
work,
yes, yes.
and we keep going around, trying to see what am I gonna do in the lead. Some things didn't really go the way I wanted to be.
Mm-hmm.
Last minute, after checking several persons, and of course, I consulted with you as the time goes
Mm-hmm.
by. I would
Mm-hmm.
ask you questions. What do you think about this? What do you think about this? What is this tone? And then
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I call up, I sent John Stoddart a message. And then a friend of mine said, why didn't you reach out to John in the first place? You know, yeah. You know John personally. I sent John a message and we talked. He's like, hey, Courtney, sure, man, I'll be happy to do that for you. You know, and I sent it to him. And so
Uh,
Seventh Element and John Stoddart is on this track.
wow. Wow. I didn't know
Yeah.
about the John Stoddart part. I know you had Seventh
Uh,
Element
yeah, I
and
guess, yeah.
you had
But
some other folks doing
I
some
sent
things.
you, you received the master, right? With the songs.
Um,
You didn't listen to it?
well, you know what? I know you would were you this was for when we were doing the listing of the
No,
record.
no, but I sent it to you recently because we were talking about what songs I wanted, so I sent it to you. So it's there.
Okay, okay. I'll
Yeah.
check that out.
Yeah.
Bad
So
host, bad host, bad host.
yeah, that's all right. But
Yes,
I
yes.
have several other persons on the stuff like, you know, but it's just a
Okay.
great album just talking about love, man, and bringing people together. So what this problem is brought a whole bunch of musicians together.
Mm,
Um,
mm.
like my recent video, what's it called again? Hey, hey, the
No,
graveyard
no.
is put. Um,
Is
um,
this the one you did in Cuba?
yeah.
Okay.
Man,
Is it? I think it was a hymn, right? That was that.
yeah,
No, no, that wasn't him. That was
yeah. He lives.
Yeah,
So
that's
like,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
So for
And that's
example,
a nice arrangement too,
yeah,
by the way.
yeah.
Really great
That's yeah,
arrangement.
man. Thanks. So that's Alex. So I called up Alex about 3 4 years ago. I said, Alex, there's a song I used to sing growing up as a kid, man, and I think it would make a great song. You know, I was like, I don't at the time, you know, I still had braces and I was like, I don't know it's gonna sound on my flute. So I was struggling along, man.
Mm.
And so that's how He Lives came about. And the story. He lives, Christ Jesus lives today. He walks, you know.
That's
So
the
yeah.
the
So
hymnal part.
even when I went to Cuba and the guys they hear it and Alejandro said, that's where it's coming from. He's like, he can't believe it's the same song, you know. Uh, but I had fun on it, man. You know, and you know, I recorded flute for you before,
Oh
and
yes,
um,
yes, yes,
and
yes, yes.
so I was practicing. And one of the great things about playing flute, as you travel, you could just take out your flute in your hotel room or in a little
And work,
corner,
yeah.
work
And
on
it's
your
not
aperture
too
and stuff.
it doesn't disturb
Distort, right?
much. Yeah,
So
it's one of those
I
instruments.
really worked on my flute playing, man, and bring up my
Mm,
flute game. And so we incorporated the guys in Cuba. I have the guys in Jamaica. I recorded my
hmm.
horns and drums in
Yeah,
Jamaica,
yeah.
my strings and everything else in Cuba. So it's just bringing people together, man. And by me bringing these guys from Cuba together, people are hearing it's like, and a couple of persons said to me, "Hey, man, I'd love to have some of these guys playing my record." Um,
Ah, yeah.
you know.
So you
And
starting you
yeah,
starting up something there. You're starting up
yeah,
something.
yeah, yeah.
But I saw the video. I felt so proud of you. I said, look at what Fadlin doing.
Thanks, man. I
Fadlin is
appreciate
in
it, man.
Cuba.
Appreciate it. Yeah,
You had string section, you had percussion section.
yeah,
It's like you sort of took the song around you took it around somewhere because
yeah,
there were just so many great sections
yeah.
that I thought were just dynamic. It was outstanding, but it was all one piece. And then I did like the shots where you're walking through the town,
Right. In Havana.
and so
Yeah.
you're interacting with the people and so on. It was really a great. Now, was there any issue for you to get there? Like, there's this little rumor out, with the Cuba and this and that. Was there any issues for you to get over there, or how was that
No,
experience?
I I flew from Bermuda to Miami, Miami to Havana, man. The only thing
Oh, okay.
when you're getting your ticket, they're gonna ask you. Well, I was asked, why am I going
Mm,
to Cuba? Because they have to ask that question. And
mhm.
going for humanitarian services because when I was invited to perform for the jazz festival, and I was
Mm.
asked to do a master class, and
Okay.
I took stuff for the people, man. It was a joy just giving back. I took a lot of reads for the
Mm,
kids. After
mm.
the master class, I gave away
Okay,
dozens and
so
dozens of
so
reads and
so
stuff.
things we heard years ago about how it's hard to go there and that sort of thing, it's a tad bit easier now.
No, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
okay.
And and as a matter, a couple of my friends went with me, and they enjoyed
Mm,
the stay. Um,
okay.
by me showing my video, one of my cousins said, "Hey, I need to go to Cuba." So what I did, I hooked her up with my friend Alejandro in
Hmm.
Havana, and both her and her husband went, man, and the guys were able to take them around, get them accommodations, and
Okay.
it's all love, man. It's all love.
So tell me something.
Mhm,
How if you didn't know you were in Cuba
mhm.
and you're walking through the city, what other Caribbean island would give you the same effect as you got walking through the city with the folks in Cuba?
I'm not sure. Um,
Hmm.
I'm not sure because it's different.
It's a little different. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it got a kind of European vibe, these majestic buildings. Of course, some of them are
Okay.
in
Okay.
disappear, but they it's different. It's different.
But in
Hmm.
terms of the people, I mean, did it feel like if you close your eyes, did you feel, that I could also be in Trinidad or I can also be in maybe Puerto Rico, maybe I could also be in St. Lucia? I
Right.
mean, did it sort of give you like you felt a little bit home at the same time?
Yeah, I felt at
Hmm.
home. Of
Hmm.
course,
Hmm.
a lot of it's not like when you go to some countries and you find people might be bilingual. A lot of the
Hmm.
Cubans only speak Spanish.
Okay.
Um,
Hmm.
so it was a little difficult. However,
Hmm.
one of my friends, Carlos from Boston, went with me, and
Hmm.
his
And
family's
he's
from,
bilingual. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
his family, he's American, but his family's from Dominican Republic. So he went with me, and then my friend from Nice, he's an American, but he speaks Spanish. So I had that,
Mm.
and my host, Alejandro, and the guys, they speak English as well. So
Okay.
and a few other guys like taxi drivers. But the people were nice. They were warm. I felt
Hmm.
safe. I was out in
Okay.
the mornings, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm saying to my friend, I was like, dude, I'm not seeing any police officers in this place, man. And somebody said, commit a crime and you see how fast they're gonna get there. So I felt safe. I
Yeah.
felt at home. My wife at first she was saying, "Where are you going to be staying? I need to know." Blah 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 blah. She's always asking that. I want to make sure that I'm
Hmm.
okay. But I felt safe.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
people were very warm. The restaurants after the first 5 days, they were looking forward to me because, of course, you're coming from America, we are custom tipping. you know.
Ah, okay.
Um, um, but we felt loved, man. I felt
Good,
love.
good, 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 good.
Nobody tried to rip me off. Nobody was begging, and
Mm.
because I have locks,
Mm.
A lot of the guys who come to me say, Jamaica, Jamaica. you know. um,
Uh,
and then
yeah. Mm-hmm.
a lot of Cubans, their parents, their
Mm-hmm.
grandparents or
Mm-hmm.
great grandparents were from Jamaica. Yeah,
Ah.
so I've met a lot of people. It's like, oh my, like one of my friends that sang on my
Mm-hmm.
album, who was the person that really connected me with all these guys. I met her online
Mm-hmm.
some years ago through another musician. So musicians, you keep talking and stuff. Diana Robinson, and her
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
grandfather or great grandfather was from
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica. So when we
Okay.
met, she
Okay.
actually showed me I have two passports, Cuban passport, my Jamaican passport. So I'm in the
Mm.
process right now is trying to hook her up to see how we could find where her family came from
Oh, so
because
she wants to
yeah,
do some research on that.
yeah, yeah. So I'm trying
Mm.
to help her to do that because I was like, when I saw the name Robinson, I said, how could you be Cuban with the name Robinson? And that's when I found out. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
met a lot of folks just drawn to me. They see me and ask me if I'm from Jamaica, and they say, "Oh, my
Mm.
dad's dad or my grandma was from
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica,"
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and you still have Jamaicans living in
Mm-hmm.
Cuba from back in the 50s and 60s. Um,
Well, that makes a
yeah.
lot of sense. Because I think Rita Marley has a Cuban connection.
She was born in
Um,
Cuba.
right. So you
So
see what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
So you have that, and Cuba is like really next door.
yeah.
And how what brought that to my mind as you spoke about it is looking at that Jimmy Cliff movie, The Harder They Fall.
Right.
I,
Yeah. Yeah.
that part of the movie he's trying to get away,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he missed the boat that was going to Cuba.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
shout out to shout out to Jimmy Cliff and Rita Marley. But the other thing too is that and the reason why I asked you, there was really a reason why I asked you how you felt.
Mm,
A lot of times we would hear things,
mm,
and you have sort of like a anxiety build up because people sort of give you misinformation,
right.
and then you get there and you're like, wow, this wasn't that difficult at all, this
Right.
wasn't that crazy. So
Mm,
that's why I sort of went there a little bit, and also to uplift the folks that treated you and,
right.
and and made you feel at
And
home
and
in
and
Cuba.
yeah, and by me going there, the question, of
Mhm.
course, people keep asking me, as you asked, how
Mhm.
was it getting there? And a lot of
Okay.
individuals, yeah. So now, as a result of that, there's so many individuals would like to visit
Okay.
as a result
Okay.
of seeing me
Okay.
going there. So of course I'm invited again to go back and be a
Mhm.
presenter
Mhm.
at the jazz festival in 2024, which is January 2024,
Mhm. Mhm.
and a few friends, again musicians, and wants to visit Cuba. So
Amazing.
yeah, yeah. But a lot of
Amazing.
things that, as I sat at the airport, having conversation with fellow Americans traveling back, and everyone is like, man, this is not what we were told. Um,
Oh, okay. You see?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's it. And it's not like, say, it's people of different shades I'm talking about. And it's like,
Right.
wow,
Right.
I'm happy
Right.
that I
Right.
came. But things are
Mhm.
difficult. Things are
Mhm.
difficult.
Well, everywhere is
Things are
difficult,
difficult.
but I mean,
But
they make it
yeah.
work.
But for me, I told my
Mhm.
wife from before that I would move there. I'm telling one of my friends from Cuba that I moved there, and she's like, really? No, you don't want to? I said, no, for me. And I've said it, I've been saying it for the past couple of years that I want to live in a
Uh-huh.
place where it's just peaceful. And as
Mm.
long as I could eat and drink and my family is okay, because
Mm.
it's too much going on, man, and I'm tired of all this
The
fighting and
hustle and the
fighting
hustle
and
and the
nah, nah,
bustle.
nah. Everybody trying to get rich. It's good to have money, but
Mhm.
you doing all
Mhm.
manner of things to get rich, only to
Yeah.
leave it
Yeah.
for somebody else to fight over it, and then somebody's gonna
Mhm.
fight over it. So
Yeah. One time, this was I think it was Labor Day in Brooklyn, and I was on one of them streets behind Ocean Parkway, and so I was facing one way, and there was a park on the other side.
mhm,
So I'm waiting on upcoming traffic so I can get the park. So I'm
mhm,
in the center of the street. So this other guy comes and he drives right in front of me so he
mhm,
could get the park.
mhm,
So I'm like, oh wow, this guy just dissing me like this, boy. Look at that, eh? Next thing you know, a guy from the upcoming traffic, he just run right into the space.
My goodness. Wow.
So
Yeah.
I started laughing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
said, "Well, look at that. You was gonna run me off so you could get the park,
Right.
and someone else just come and just jump right in the park and just left your tail right there."
Yeah.
But
But
yes, but
In Cuba, you wouldn't have that problem because, of course, there's not that many. You have vehicles, but you wouldn't have the
you don't
parking
have that
problem.
issue.
Nah,
Okay,
you're not
okay.
gonna have that.
Yeah,
So
but it's a doggy dog world out here,
yeah,
man. It's a
yeah,
doggy
yeah,
dog world
yeah,
out here.
yeah, yeah,
So let's jump. I know we veered away, but
yeah,
we had to address Cuba
yeah,
and shout out to the Cuba family, those that
yeah.
are there, those that are
Alejandro and his
here.
team. Hey, man.
Yes, yes.
Diana.
Hopefully they see this
Yeah,
interview as well.
yeah,
You know. So let's jump back to the album.
yeah.
How many songs are on the album, and what do you want folks to get from this project when they take a listen to it?
What we have? We have 13 tracks.
That's right. That's right.
13. Let me see here. I send them to you here. So let me see. 13. Yeah. Um, it's just a beautiful album. You could
Mm-hmm.
worship with it. You could just vibe with it.
Mm,
Um, it would bring joy and peace to you, man. It's
mm,
when album is nice, when you're young
mm.
kids in the car and they're enjoying it, they know all the lines, you
The
know.
focus group. The focus group.
Yeah. And even I will send music to Leighton Kennedy, my buddy there.
Oh, shout out to him. Shout out to him.
My nurse slash saxophonist buddy, and he would say his daughter is like, he's like, man, my kids, they love music and how they listen, and they're
Uh,
like, yes, dad, you could tell him that this part I don't like, and but this is really nice. So shouts out to Leighton and his team. Um, but it's just a really beautiful collection, I think.
amen.
I
Amen.
mean, every project gets better.
Hmm.
Um, and Alex and I, we will really tried our best, um, and to see how to bring this. And then with Mark Henry, Mark, he has good ears,
Hmm.
so he's
Hmm.
mixing and he makes suggestions as well. It's like, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that?
Hmm.
And he
Hmm.
has as well would have his wife listen, and she's like, yeah, that's my favorite song. So I'll just tell you some of the songs that we have in it, right? So we have
Go
He
ahead. Yeah.
Lives,
Hmm.
Start Where He Lives. Then we have Never Give Up on You. We have Sonrisa, um,
Mm.
Spread Love. Then
Hmm.
we have On Christ. You know which one that is?
On Christ.
Yeah, the
Okay.
hymn.
Yes. 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 The solid
Somewhere I
rock.
stand all alone.
Yes. Yes.
Um, I was just the album. We had all the songs already, and that just came to me, and I called Alex. I said, Alex, it's not a hymns album, but I love hymns, and I think this song would do well with just piano and soprano sax. And in
Mm.
2 days, in 2 days, Alex said this,
Wow.
or in a day, Alex said,
Mm.
here's what I'm thinking. And then I reached out to Joey Kibble. I said,
Oh.
Joey, I'm here. I have this song. By then I recorded it already, right? So I'm saying, I
Hmm.
think I could take some of that kind of harmonies going on with Mark and Joey doing their thing. And then he said, reach out to here is Mark's number. We'd love to do it. But it didn't happen that way. So Mark and
Okay.
Joey didn't
Okay.
get to do it. But then I sent it to my friend Ed Smith. And he's like, man, I
Hmm.
love it, man. I wish if I had it before you did this and did that. And
Hmm.
he and one
Hmm.
of his buddies did the background vocals. He arranged
Okay.
the vocals.
Okay.
Um, so really, really nice arrangement, man,
Okay.
vocals.
Okay.
He's going to have his group actually do maybe in the next printing we're going to have the whole group singing and that. But for now it was just him and one of his friends. And then we have
Hmm.
the song My Jesus, I love the then we had Wade in the Water. I recorded that before, but I
Hmm.
brought Conrad. And then there's an original song called Peace.
Mm.
right? As you listen to it and you see the title, that's exactly what you get, peace. And then as Mark was listening, he suggested, he's like, hey man, I would like you to do something for me. I said, what's that? So he called Alex and said, I would like Courtney to do an acoustic version of Never Give Up on You. So on Never
Mm.
Give Up on You, I play flute.
Mm-hmm.
So I went into the studio here in Bermuda at Bermuda Institute and didn't practice. Of course, I know the piece. I wrote it
Right, right.
along with Alex. And he
He
said, I
just
want you
said
to,
he didn't practice.
he's,
Like,
yeah,
really?
yeah, yeah. He said, I want you to play it on soprano sax. He said, I want you to play it on soprano sax. So it's a really beautiful arrangement of just
Okay.
sax. And then we did a reggae version of Draw Me Close to You.
Mm.
Then there's another original song entitled Sunset. And
Okay.
then we have one called Blessing. It
Mm.
says, Blessing is on its way, with my boy Samsoft. Because when Alex sent me this again, the album was supposed, all the songs were already chosen, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then as I
Hey, it
was,
happens sometimes, man. It happens
yeah,
sometimes.
and as I was driving from Boston to back to New Jersey, my family, and I saw a message from Alex. Oh, here's an idea. And I started bumping on it and I was like, I like this. So that was the Tuesday. I got back
Mm-hmm.
to Jersey and I listened and I said, Karen, I think this is Sam Soft could do this. And I just did, my blessing is on its way. And I sent it to Sam Soft. I said, Sam, this is what I want you to sing right here. And he said, hey, brother, I love it, man. I love it. And boom.
Yes, yes, yes. Shout out
the
to him.
same
Shout out to
morning,
him.
the same
Uh,
morning, man, he recorded and sent it. So it's just an album, as I said,
mm,
as the title suggests. It's just all about love, man. Draw
mm.
me close, never give up on you, blessing on Christ, spread love, Sonrisa, he lives.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Everything is
mm-hmm.
just referring back to the creator, man. And
That's what's up. That's what's
yeah,
up.
yeah. What is a beautiful, sometimes we record stuff and we hear it so much, and we kind of,
Mm.
it's like eating, growing up in Jamaica. In Guyana, you eating cook up rice and your bhaji and stuff like that. You move to Jamaica and everybody telling you about aki, aki, aki. I had so much aki when I moved back to Jamaica. I'm just telling you, sir, right? That for years I didn't want to see aki. I don't want to. It wouldn't go down my throat.
Oh,
And
really?
at times, yeah. And my wife is Jamaican and she wouldn't eat aki, so I
Really?
don't feel bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
you
gotta
can't give
we
her
gotta
aki.
we gotta check you all out, see what's going on
You
with
know.
you.
So now I'm listening to my music and I'm not
Mm-hmm.
getting. Guyanese like to say, "But I'm against the food," So
Mm.
I every day I listen to it, and to be honest, as I listen to even the title track, "Spread Love," it brings tears to my eyes.
Mm.
Um, and so one of the things that I'm praying for, man, is just for this project to be successful because
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes we do albums, man, and we park up with hundreds of CDs, you know. But I really believe in the power of music. I believe in
Mm-hmm.
people.
Mm-hmm.
And in spite of all that I've gone through and that we have gone through,
Mm-hmm.
is just
Mm-hmm.
to change directions a bit. And what you have
Yeah.
suggested is like you need to change your fan base. You need to get new people. So what we're looking for is new people. And
That's what I said. Yes, I did
yeah,
say
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, new people. And it's true
Um,
because a
mhm,
lot of a lot of our folks, Sammy, man, I mean, and we're supposed to have some dialogue as it goes forward. A lot of
mhm,
our
mhm,
own people
mhm.
really don't. I don't know what it is. It's like you don't wish us well. Or we say things. For example, somebody said, I'll be praying for you, brother. But how many times do you really pray for that person? I know I do. So if I'm looking on Facebook, for example, if
Uh-huh.
if, if somebody send me something on Facebook, like
Mhm,
I see a project being promoted, I send it out right away to like 50, 100, whatever, on
Mm-hmm.
my WhatsApp. That's what I do, right? Um, so I don't wait for stuff. I want them
Mm-hmm.
to be successful.
That's right.
But
That's
how
right.
many individuals would do that for us? But it's okay, that's okay. I'm not doing it so that they can do it for me.
Understood.
But
Understood.
yeah. So
It comes with
yeah,
the territory,
yeah, yeah,
and the reason why I told you you need new people. I
yeah.
mean, I had to adopt that whole strategy and idea
Mm,
because um, the quest is to find the people that's looking for you,
right,
and that's like the easiest way to say it, but it's really to find your target market. And one of the things that messed us up early is that we felt that, okay, because we fellowship here, that our
right.
target market is here.
Yeah,
They just, it's just a fellowship family here. They're
yeah,
not really the people that's going to
yeah.
bend their necks and
When
buy the music.
when you walk out the door, that's it, brother. Until the next
That's
week.
that's it.
Yeah, yeah,
And it was a learning curve, especially for
yeah,
me.
yeah.
It's a learning curve.
And it took a long
Um,
time to learn.
yes,
It took
yes.
it took quite a while. Yeah,
It took some time,
yeah,
and now that even how I ended up here where I'm at right now, um, I had to just start a whole new a journey, pretty much. And it has nothing to do with anyone was even wishing you well.
right.
If there's no demand for what you are supplying, you can't really supply where the demand is not respected, or
Right.
so you have to supply where the demand is, and the demand in this case would pretty much be your target market. But as a whole, another thing,
Yeah.
that's we don't need to mess up the interview with all of that,
Yeah.
with all that kind of stuff.
And one of the things too, you have to put value in yourself.
That
You
too,
know,
yes, yes.
like I received a message a few weeks ago about a performance,
Hmm.
and I told the individual, Carl didn't get to it, so they asked me. I told them what my fee
Hmm.
was, and it was less than I would charge because you have told me what you said Fadlin, you have 8 albums to your name. You went to school for music. You're known around the world. You need to stop charging these people this little bit of money, and you know, and um, and I told the person what my fee was, and they took it to the board. And then the board came back and said, "Well, this is what we paying." Yeah. So, so, and it's
uh,
amazing that these
mhm,
people have no regards for you. And as I thought about it, I said I
mhm,
was going to do a vlog about, it's like you go
mhm,
into church, and if you go
mhm.
to church Saturday, Sunday, whatever it is, and they like to tell you about, shall a man rob God? And the sad thing about it, Sam,
They're
you're
rubbing
asking me
you.
that question, but you're robbing me,
They're rubbing you.
and they're robbing my family. Can you
That's
imagine
what's
that?
up. That's what.
So
Well.
so I don't listen. So when I say, well, you're going to tell me what you want to pay me, you want my services. So I need to clarify to people, I'm not a
Hmm.
church musician, right? I'm a
Hmm.
recording artist. I am
Hmm.
Courtney
Hmm.
Fadlin. I'm the smooth sax man. So if you want
Yeah. Yeah.
Courtney Fadlin, you're going to get Courtney Fadlin. But you can't want a
Hmm.
sax player and just call me, by the way. So it's a
Yeah.
difference. And
Yeah.
people need to, if somebody
Hmm.
wants Sam Archer, we know what Sam Archer is going to deliver. You know what Courtney Fadlin.
Hmm.
So if you want to
Hmm.
just get a
Hmm.
sax player, go and look for a sax player. But if you want Courtney Fadlin, you're going to call
Hmm.
Courtney
Hmm.
Fadlin. So
Well,
I
well,
want
as
to,
you go
yeah.
ahead, go ahead. Sorry,
So
sorry.
I just want to encourage people,
Hmm.
or musicians and stuff, to put value in yourself. And even not even
Hmm.
musicians,
Hmm.
whatever you do. But oftentimes people want to, tell you. They don't go to my wife to the practice and said, "Oh well, doctor, I'm sick and I don't have no money." I don't think they'll pass the front. You know what I'm saying? So, but there's this disrespect when
Hmm.
it comes
Hmm.
to music, and
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
and I am through with
Hmm.
that. So
Hmm.
I'm through with that.
Well, let's say
Yeah,
we're through because
yeah, we are through.
I mean, I have
Yes.
not even done any. I've done some performances here and there, and
Yeah.
pretty much when I do performances, it's because that either that organization or that church or that establishment, whatever it is, they respect what it is I do.
Mm-hmm.
They do the work, so it's not just okay, well, let's just get Sam to come and perform.
Mm-hmm.
They do all the work. They do the marketing, they do the promotion, they pay their half up front. They do, so everything is official. They, how I'm going to get there, what I'm going to eat, where I'm staying, all of that is sorted out. So I mean, if they're not coming on that level, I can't really, I ain't doing the run around thing like I used to do in Brooklyn back in
Yeah.
the day. That's a wrap.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah, yeah. We
wrap
we
right now.
we
So
paid we paid our dues, man.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Sam, what I've noticed, right,
Mm-hmm.
is a lot of the guys that have started out when we started,
Mm-hmm.
90% of the people, they're no longer doing what we're doing,
That
right?
too. That too. Yeah.
90%. It doesn't matter if they're doing gospel music,
Mm-hmm.
jazz, a lot of people. So we have staying power, right?
That's the other thing.
And
Mm-hmm.
it takes it's a special gift to
Mm-hmm.
stay in this and to take
Yeah,
the
and,
abuse
and you're
that we have,
passionate. I mean,
and
if you're on
passionate.
album number
Yeah,
9, it's
yeah,
it's the passion.
yeah,
If
yeah,
you're a creative, you have the passion,
yeah,
and you can't help it, and that's
yeah.
important.
I
So
try
so
to
what
pull
you
away from
mhm.
it, man. I try to pull away.
You keep
Um,
pulling it back in,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, yeah. I try to pull it away.
Yeah, yeah.
But the music speaks to me personally, and
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I know that I've inspired a lot of people around the world,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
Mm-hmm.
just such a joy to just even to give
Yes.
back in that way,
Mm-hmm.
and just to
Mm-hmm.
inspire people. Like for example, um, of course, most of you who be watching this know that I'm from Guyana originally, and then moved to Jamaica. And so
Mm-hmm.
in Jamaica, I didn't realize a lot of the young sax players, even though we have never met,
Mm-hmm.
that I'm the source of their inspiration and for
Oh, okay, so
saxophone.
you're the
Yeah,
influence.
and me,
Mm-hmm.
the influence. And right now in Jamaica, you get a ton of
Mm.
horn of sax players. Tough.
Mm-hmm.
The
That's
guys there doing an awesome job, man. Big up to all the
mm.
sax players in Jamaica. Um, in Guyana, we have a few. In
Mm-hmm.
Guyana, we have a few. So it's a good thing to just inspire and to motivate and whatever I can
Mm-hmm.
do to help
Mm-hmm.
somebody along the way, man.
Amen.
Um,
Amen.
and yeah, 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 yeah,
And you're staying on task,
yeah.
you're staying on task. And as you spoke about folks that haven't they're not really in the industry anymore. There's a few albums I was waiting on. There were a couple of groups that I knew that I shared stage with here and there.
Mm,
And I was waiting on their records. They were in the studio recording, and
mm.
it's not nothing came out. The only group that really did something was Naturally Seven, that we shared stage with them a couple
Are they
times,
still around? Yeah.
and they're still around. They got signed to I think Quincy Jones, and
Was
that
warned at
sort
the
of a
time. Yeah.
situation. And they've been doing some really really good work. Shout out to Roger and the crew
Hmm.
over there. I'm happy that I'm happy somebody made it in the
And
mix.
you have Seventh Element, you have Seventh
Correct,
Element,
correct, correct.
yeah,
Yeah,
but New York back in the day, man, back in the 90s, dude,
it was bubbling.
music, I remember
It was
those
bubbling.
summer concerts and Highlight in the Park in Brooklyn.
Yeah, yeah,
Yo,
yeah,
man,
yeah.
um, but I asked the question to a few musicians, right, artists and stuff, and I said,
Hmm.
do you think, because people are saying, oh, music is tough and stuff like that. And I said, do you think, I've been asking the question, do you think the people that we grew up with listening to music, paying to go to concerts, are they alive or dead? What do you think? And I said, well, some of them have died, but the majority, I'm sure they're still around. So I said, it's for us to create that space,
Hmm.
to
Hmm.
invite these people back in the space, and whatever we're doing, do it at a high level, a higher
Hmm.
level.
Hmm.
So for me, no one is going to listen to my album and say, oh Lord, it sounds like 1932 or something like that. It has to be current, and it has to be something that people are going to be vibing to. And
Hmm.
music was made to be enjoyed, man. It's like food. We don't just eat food because it's food, and
Yeah,
we
yeah,
don't
they
just
enjoy it.
listen to
That it
music.
tastes right, man. Yeah.
Yeah. And then of
Hmm.
course you got to give people taste this how it tastes. So that's what I did with the music. You taste this, Karen, how you think
Yeah.
about this? Ali McKay, what you think?
Yeah, yeah.
Like one of the songs that we wrote, Caleb says to me, I think you should put God in it, Daddy. Even once. I say, okay, Caleb. Yeah, yeah. So thank you, Caleb. Yeah. Caleb said, Daddy, I think you should put God in it at least
Put God in it.
once.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, yeah. It's yeah, man. It's
So
a
so it's
lot, man.
powerful. So I know we drifted away, but we're gonna come back a little bit. Um,
Drinking my green juice in the morning, drinking my green juice in the evening, drinking my green juice, drinking my green juice, drinking my green juice in the morning, drinking my green juice in the evening, drinking my green juice, drinking my green juice. Dr. Villeroy, tell the people something.
Well, I drank my green juice
That's
a little
right.
while ago, and it was so lovely to be back with my brothers and the green juice. What about you, Rob?
Well, as you see, my cup is all empty.
Have a blessed day. Green juice. Spread love, guys. One love.
Yeah.
a little bit. Um, is there a release date for this record? As you can see in my banner down here, it has new album out soon. So you have I mean, if somebody wanted to order from you, how would that work?
This could just email if you want a physical CD, they want a thumb drive, because people are saying, oh, we don't have downloads anymore. Um, but the downloads, you have thumb
Hmm.
drive, you have CDs, and yeah, that's
Also,
about
you
it
did
for
say
now.
you did some flash drives or
Yeah,
thumb drives.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah,
all right. Well, way to
yeah.
go, bro. Way to go.
Yeah, yeah. But the majority, of course, is CDs because I've done my homework. For example, I was
Hmm.
in California back in August, the end of August, beginning of September, and I sold quite a few CDs. And
Hmm.
out of the whole group, maybe just about two or three persons said, "But I don't have a CD player." But the majority of
Hmm.
people still have CD players. And then it's a tangible thing to have. You actually have your CD. You have it there with Courtney Fadlin. You sing your CD. You could burn it onto
And there's
your
credits. Yeah,
and the
you
credits,
can.
and you
There's
could read
credits.
it. And personally, for me, even as a musician, I prefer my physical CD, man. You know,
Hmm.
um,
Hmm.
so people could have that. But for information, they could email us at bookings at
Hmm.
courtneyfadlin.com. Bookings at courtneyfadlin.com. And I have to
Okay.
make sure that my website, they would have all this information
Well, the
as to.
website, I did stop by the website. It looks pretty good so far. So I guess, whatever additional information you
Yeah,
need to
we're gonna,
add
yeah. So
on
as
that.
you were asking about a release date. So we're looking at, give me a minute here, pulling up my calendar. All right. We're looking at Friday the 24th of November, which is almost a week from
Oh,
now.
okay. That's close to Thanksgiving time.
Yeah,
So it's gonna
yeah.
also be like available for streaming as well, or
I haven't discussed that part. I don't know if the
okay,
streaming is going
okay,
to happen.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah.
I'm explaining to people is like a lot of times even buying downloads through Amazon, and it's on those platforms. Of course, it's going to be on those platforms. But
Hmm.
what people don't understand is like as artists, we don't really get when it's streaming, we don't get the money.
Right, right. It's a
Right.
fraction of
Yeah.
a penny every time
Yeah.
it streams.
So when you
So
get you or even when you do downloads through these companies, you have a long spreadsheet from here to Guyana, and you see penny. I'm telling people, it's like, yeah, a penny, 5 cents, 10 cents. It's like,
yeah,
really?
yeah,
I was like,
that's
yeah.
real.
So
That's
but we
real.
do all
That's
the
real.
work, man.
Hmm.
So doing albums is not about the how rich I can get from it. Again,
Hmm. Hmm.
it's for me personally, I know for you is the love. Of
Hmm.
course, we want to make money. We put a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
money and time into our
Hmm.
projects, so we'd like to recoup what we have put into it and get something as well. Because we
Yeah,
are,
and
you know,
sorry, I
no,
was
go
just
ahead, go
gonna
ahead.
chime in. I want my audience to know. If you don't have a CD player, work on getting one, because a lot of the music, a lot of I spoke with you, I spoke to some other musicians. They're not really planning to do any Apple and Spotify, and
Mhm.
they're not really going to go that route again. A lot of people are just, look, it's going to be CDs, maybe Bandcamp, and if they do iTunes, is where you have to download the album on that side. That's kind of like where the majority of the conversations are happening. Not much people are trying to talk about the streaming thing, although it's a nice technology. For the indie artists, it's really not that. The juice isn't worth the squeeze.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if folks are hoping that we still produce music and release music, to provide some form of value to our listeners, they would have to kind of rock with us, like, so CDs are pretty much coming back, vinyl is definitely back,
Yeah.
um you
Yeah.
know
I was
cassettes are
actually,
coming back. Yeah, it is
yeah.
crazy.
I was actually trying to see if I could order a few records, but it's
Hmm.
not that cheap, so
Oh yeah, yeah, it's
yeah.
not cheap.
But I was
It's
just gonna
definitely.
do I was just gonna do a few, and I was like,
Hmm.
just to
Hmm.
have it, because I'm sure there are some people who would be interested in buying, but
As a
it's
collectible.
yeah,
Yeah, as a collectible.
but I didn't go, so I just did the thumb drives and the CDs,
Okay,
and yeah,
okay.
man. Say, guys, I think it's gonna make a great gift for the
Hmm.
holidays. I've been challenging my family members and friends. I was like, hey, you take 20 CDs. It's $20 for a CD, because I said we've been selling CDs from 1989 for $15. Even though, remember, the record companies they were already selling CDs for $20 and $25,
Yeah,
right?
I remember that time.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the manufacturing CDs right now, the cost has gone up.
It's going back. Yeah, it would
Yeah,
go back up because
yeah,
the demand, again, it
yeah,
comes back down to the demand.
yeah.
That
So it's
a
it's
lot of
not
artists are
as,
going back there. Yeah.
and I want people to read, people is like, oh, people could burn CDs, and a lot of people try to do the cheap way. I was
The
like,
bootleg.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not doing that. I always,
Hmm.
I want, when someone purchase my CD, that they know that
It's
it's
it's top
quality,
quality. Yeah, it's top
the
quality.
look of it, the sound
Hmm.
of it,
Yes,
and
yes.
we always appreciate feedbacks, man. Tell us your thoughts on this project, what we could do the
Hmm.
next time.
Hmm.
And so I just want to challenge your audience, man. Hey,
Yeah,
take 10
yeah.
CDs, take 20 CDs, 30 CDs, 40 CDs. I'll be a happy guy. It would encourage me to say, hey, maybe I should do another album. But of course, you told me no new album, do a collection, the best of. So my next one is going to be the best of Courtney Fadlin.
No, no, no. By all means, don't stop creating now.
Right,
Keep
right.
keep creating. But I was just suggesting doing a best stuff because you're gonna have an old audience, and you're also going to have a new audience. You're going to have new people actually getting to learn who you are. So a best of, or what you could probably call it, a gilded collection, it would just give sort of like a timeline as to how much music you've done over the years, and things like that. But before we go, because we've crossed an hour, I haven't crossed the hour in a minute. This is,
Yeah.
before we go, I do ask my guests three questions. Some people feel violated when I'm finished asking them the questions.
Oh boy.
Yeah, yeah, I know it's not that deep. I know. I just normally say that in the end.
Right.
But it is three questions. So the first one would be, what is your favorite color?
Oh man. Can I have more than one?
Guys, we call him GQ on the road. So yeah, he definitely gonna have more than one color.
Well, I love pink, man. I love pink. I love pink. And I have to tell a little story about, there's two instances, right? When I,
Yeah.
how our West Indian people are, or Caribbean people. I remember
Mm.
years ago, I went to the airport in Norman Manley Airport in Kingston. Someone was leaving, and this would have been sometime in the 80s, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
And I had on pink. And a man looked at me and say, He was a brave youth, you know. Because you wear pink in Jamaica, man. These guys used to call you names, but I love pink.
All
And then I
right.
was in California, and I remember I just came back from England, and I went to California for I had a concert and had a wedding, and I gave one of the young ladies to iron my pink shirt that I was going
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
wearing with my suit. And them guys says, the guys in the house said, "Yeah, you could pull that off. You're a musician. You're an artist. You could wear your pink." But, you know, but I love pink, man. Pink shirt. I
All
ain't wearing
right.
pink suit. You know,
I
pink
made sure
socks.
I changed the color to pink to go with the theme here.
Yeah,
You
yeah. I'm
know,
noticing that, man.
yeah.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
just I
yeah.
say, all right, if you feeling the pink like that, you know.
I
No,
like.
no,
I
no.
like.
Truth be told,
Uh,
you know, pink. From we talking from like Kemet times and even with Egypt,
uh,
it is a masculine color, really.
okay.
Initially, it's a masculine color.
Yeah.
So if we're going to talk the truth about it, that's what it
But
is.
that's good to know.
However, those of us that are our minds are conditioned, we were colonized, and we were told all types of stuff. You know,
Yeah.
it turned out that pink was supposed to be a girl color, and blue is
Yeah.
for boys, and
Right.
so I guess with that sort of a that conditioning of the mind, so guys like me, I just like, nah, Dread, no pink. We ain't going on the pink.
Black.
We ain't going on the
Yeah.
pink vibe. But cool. So
Yeah.
that's so you're gonna go with pink on that one.
Yeah, pink. You know,
Uh,
blue
uh,
thing, but I really love pink. I
you're
really
rocking
love
with the
pink.
pink. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we're going with the pink on the pink
The
vibe.
pink. I'm a pink man.
Now, okay. We might have to say pause after that. All right. So when Courtney is in the kitchen, what does Courtney like to prepare?
Man, what do I like to
Mm.
prepare? I don't know, anything, man. You know, anything. Um, I'm in the kitchen almost every day
Mm.
to prepare.
Oh, okay.
I like my kids. Well, I started out for some time not eating meat, and sometimes my kids say that I'm a sometime vegetarian. So, so in my house, there's no meat in my house.
Oh,
So
fun.
so I cook fish. So I like preparing, I'm not versed in a whole lot of things. Um, but it seems to be like the kids love when I make soup. I like cooking my greens and get my over here. I buy a lot of what do you call it? Fresh tuna.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's really nice, man. So I like cooking
Mm.
stuff like that. And
Okay.
multiple of thing, man. It's not one particular thing, but whatever the kids would like, and and they'll tell me, "Yes, Daddy, I think you should cook this," and I just go with the vibe.
All right. Okay, and so my final question on that, because we just want to personalize the folks
Yeah.
that visit the Musilog platform. Give me 2 or 3 artists that you are listening to on your playlist this week. Who are you rocking with on
This
your
week,
playlist this week?
who I
At least
listen
2 to 3
to.
artists.
Um, there's a sax player out from Barbados, lives in Boston, teaches at Berkeley, Elan Trotman, great sax
I
player.
heard that name before. I
Yeah.
heard that name before.
I've been listening to Elan from he came out to his very first album. I listened to Elan
Mm.
this week. Um, I listened to who else am I listening to this week here? Um, Naji,
Oh, okay.
Naji. I haven't. So this week I haven't really listened to any singer because I try
Mm.
to balance it.
Okay.
It's just so happened that this week is a saxophone week. So
Okay.
Naji, Elan, and Kirk Whalum. So yeah,
Now, yeah, that's a nice mix. And as you say, Kirk Whalum, I always remember his I think one of his first records when he was signed to
Warner,
Sony
Sony.
Columbia. And he had two major producers on there. He had Bob James
Yeah,
and he had Jerry Peters.
yeah,
Um, and these, these are like they're like the other Quincy's, so to speak.
I didn't realize Jerry Peters was more gospel, right?
He was more in the gospel
Gospel's
circuit.
that right?
But if you listen to that record with
Yeah,
James and Peters on there, it's a really, really great,
yeah,
really great chemistry on there. And then Kirk has a nice tonality when you hear. In fact, I think with you, I can tell when you're playing.
mm,
I could tell when Kenny G is playing, and I can tell when Kirk is
mm,
playing, and even David Sanborn,
mm,
because you guys have a certain a tonality that I
mm,
can actually tell. Hey, this is a David Sanborn record,
mm.
or Kirk. Kirk does have a certain sound.
It's a
Uh,
signature sound, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of guys, because of course we're gonna copy,
Hmm.
um, but some people copy to the T that sometimes you don't know who is playing.
Right,
Unless you
right.
listen to the person a whole lot, is like, okay, that phrase, I think this is who it is, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah,
Well, it's not that you're copying it. It's sort of like you're being inspired
yeah.
by what they do, and then now you got to take it,
And make it your own.
make it
Yeah,
your own,
yeah,
and
yeah.
do your own thing
Mhm.
to it. So what is in the near future for Mr. Fadlin? Let's say we're in November now.
Yeah.
So anything major happening in December or January
Well, yeah,
that folks can look out for?
well, you're going to be part of this here that we moving forward. It's been my dream to really push my brand,
Hmm. Hmm.
and getting into different places. So we're starting out. As a matter of fact, I'm going to Guyana. I
Hmm.
was
Hmm.
invited to do a workshop. I'll be doing a workshop in Guyana starting on the 20th, with the Army and the
That's this month,
police band.
November,
Yeah, November,
November.
yeah.
Okay, okay,
And then we closing off with a big jazz concert on the 26th. And then
okay,
I go back to Guyana again for my Spread Love concert starting out on the 9th of December in Linden, Mackenzie Linden.
wow,
And
wow.
I have my friend Samuele Vivian from Italy on guitar going to be joining me. My friend Kay Allen from Trinidad. Another friend Darren Andrews from St. Vincent. And local artists in Guyana. You have Roy
Hmm.
Stewart and my cousin, what's her name there? Oh boy, I can't have a blank.
So before I forget, when you say Kay Allen from Trinidad is coming to Guyana for
To
you,
Guyana. Yes, 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 yes.
okay, okay, that's
So we're
big
doing
big
two
things are
concerts.
going,
Yeah,
big
so
things
I'm
are
trying
going.
that. And then we'll be
Okay.
taking it at some point to we'll be taking it to Trinidad and
Hmm.
Jamaica. We have a date to give there. And then of course I was saying the rest of the artists in Guyana would
Hmm.
be Cartella Lewis, we'd have the Saska Choir and Circle of Love. And so the
Mm.
Guyanese people, look out for it. We may add another one or two
GT
dates.
Massive, man.
Yeah,
GT Massive.
yeah, yeah. So we're doing
Yep.
that. And then in December, on
Mm.
the 23rd, I'm going to be with the Max Ferdinand singing group,
Oh, I saw that flyer. I saw that flyer.
uh,
Hmm.
Jason Max Ferdinand group. We're
Yes,
going to be
yes, yes.
singers.
Shout out to
We're
him.
going to
Shout out
be
to him.
at CPC in Virginia in the morning.
Mm.
And then
Mm.
in the evening, we're going to be at Metropolitan Seventh Day Adventist Church.
Oh,
So you
my favorite
can't.
church, Metro.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We know why. We know why. We can't tell that story.
No,
Why?
no, no, no. That's a whole different show.
That's an inside
Yeah,
family
yeah, yeah.
joke.
That's a different show.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so
Shout out to Metro SDA.
yeah. And then in January, supposed to be doing a release here in Bermuda.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
it my supposed to bring my friend Don Corey Washington, who is on the
Oh,
album again, and
shout out to brother Don.
yeah, and
Wow.
hopefully we're planning to go to Cuba again, as I said in January.
Mm.
So we're doing different spots,
You got some things
Ghana,
going on, man. You have a nice
Ghana in
itinerary
the
there.
summer, going back to
Yeah, yeah.
England, and some others. So, and hey, guys, if you're interested in booking me for your events, you think that you could pull off a concert, send me an email. Send us an email at bookings@courtneyfadlin.com. And I have a Twitter account. Let me see. What's my
That's
Twitter
right.
account by? Somebody hooked me up with a Twitter account.
I know.
I think it's Courtney Fadlin.
Okay.
Twitter? No, I don't know what my Twitter is, man. I can't write that one. The Instagram is Courtney Fadlin, Smooth Saxman, and then I have a TikTok account, and that one is Smooth Saxman. Right.
Okay.
So
Well,
yeah, man.
my
But
brother,
thanks for having me, Sam.
you're welcome, man.
Yeah,
You're
man.
welcome. This was amazing. This was a long time coming.
Yeah.
We have to shout out our brother Delroy Souden. Just shout out to
Happy
him.
belated birthday. You did not answer your phone. Happy belated birthday.
Yeah,
Shout out
yeah,
to all the musicians that lend their hand on making this project what it is.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
John Williams in Jamaica and all my horn players, man. I can't remember everybody's name right now. And for those that just came on board and just wishing me well and putting their 2 cents. And
That's
my
what's
buddy
up.
here, Dwayne Foster, who
Okay.
recorded here. There's a whole ton of people, man. Guys, just get the album, get your
That's
CD
what's
so you
up.
could read all the credits. And as a matter of fact, on the thumb drive, it's gonna still have the
The
pictures
artwork
and
is inside it
and
too.
you're gonna have all the
Okay.
credits, so you have that. So
Yeah,
it's not something just with music, So
I might be following suit with my next project
yeah,
because
man. Hey.
the streaming thing crazy, man. It
Yeah.
just not it's not like I said, the juice and the juice ain't with the squeeze, man.
Yeah,
They with the squeeze that you gotta put in. But anyway, my brother, we have to wrap this up.
Thank you, man.
Blessings,
Thank you,
peace,
Sam.
and we will
Spread love, brother. Spread
we will
love. Keep
spread
on
that.
spread
Thank
love.
you so
Yeah.
much. We will
Keep on
spread
spreading love.
love.
Yeah. Do something kind to somebody today or for someone today, man.
That's
Big
what's
up yourself.
That's what's up. Big up yourself.
All right,
Big up
folks.
yourself.